Hey everybody, Sean here, and I hope you're doing well. Is wearing a cross considered idolatry? That's what we'll look at today, so let's jump right in. This is a long-standing debate on whether or not wearing religious jewelry is appropriate or even sinful. An interesting fact is that Christians didn't start wearing crosses around their necks until after crucifixion was no longer the primary source of capital punishment in the 4th century. When I was in my senior year, I lived with a family of Mormons and wore a cross necklace at that time that my grandma had given me. The Mormon mother of the house would get angry at me and ask why I would wear Jesus' death weapon at the dinner table, and asked, if my father was killed with a gun, would I wear that around my neck? Let's just say that was one of the first statements that got me researching the strange beliefs of Mormonism. But the truth is, some people do look at the cross this way, while others see it as a symbol of Jesus' death and resurrection. A reminder of God's gift of grace in offering us salvation. Besides, the cross didn't kill Jesus, people did, and they used this tree as a method. The only reason Scripture would forbid wearing religious jewelry like a cross would be if the object became like an idol used for worship, or if the wearer, for vain reasons, was using it to make themselves look better. It could also be in some way a stumbling block to somebody else. In Exodus, we are told not to make idols of anything and do not bow down or worship them. And at least in my experience, I've never seen a Christian bowing down to or worshiping a cross. Interestingly enough, my church in Canada didn't have any crosses displayed anywhere, and perhaps it had something to do with this topic. But one way or the other, I don't think most Christians would care if there's a cross on the wall or not, because that's not our focus. Jesus is. At the end of the day, the things we wear, carry, or even the Jesus Fish bumper sticker on our car does not make us Christians. God is searching our hearts to know who is faithful to Him and whether we encourage and show love to others. So, a good rule to follow is that if it's not clearly outlined in Scripture whether a practice is lawful or edifying, then the practice is something better left to each person's conscience before God. I don't wear a cross anymore, but I have no problem when I see somebody wearing one. It's actually a great way to open the door of sharing the gospel. Hey there, I see you're wearing a cross. Are you a Christian? And whether they say yes or no gives you a chance to say, oh, I was just curious. If you died today, do you think you'd go to heaven? And if you haven't checked out the series on sharing the gospel and how to deal with objections, I'll leave that link at the end. But as for today, leave your thoughts and comments below, and until next time, take care and God bless.